What's going on, guys? Arrow here, and guys, we've been getting some really cool features lately in the Pokemon games. With Pokemon X and Y introducing to us Mega Evolutions, it pretty much revolutionized how everybody plays Pokemon. Because now you would have to consider what Mega Pokemon you're going to be bringing on your team, and what Mega Pokemon are popular right now, used by other people, and so how your Mega Pokemon could possibly counter their Pokemon. And it pretty much changed how everybody would build their teams, because now you would have to consider having a Mega Pokemon on your team, and it just really changed how you would build your team so that your Mega Pokemon could have the best potential in battle. So it was really a game-changing feature, and it really helped the Pokemon series go in a new way. And while Pokemon X and Y was a really big, step up in the Pokemon games, Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out afterward, and it didn't have a big feature like Mega Evolution, but it did introduce us to something new, which was Primal Reversions. Now, Primal Reversions aren't as big of a feature as Pokemon Mega Evolution, but it's still a new feature that was introduced to us in the Pokemon games, and it's a really cool feature. And even though it's only exclusive to two Pokemon as of right now, being Groudon and Kyogre, it's really cool how you could revert your legendary Pokemon back to how they were in prehistoric times, and just see how powerful they were back then. And it was really cool how Pokemon like Groudon could even change their type and become a fire and ground type, and how they would have their amazing abilities about like weather, and how it could be like a lot of extreme heat or like a really extreme rain type of weather as well in battle. And so it was a really cool feature. And I mean, even though there's not that many primal reversions, it's still an important feature, because if you've seen this past VGC, I don't follow VGC that much, but I know that you were able to use your primal Pokemon as well in it, so you could definitely see a lot of people using primal Pokemon in VGC. So it's definitely safe to say that Pokemon's giving us a lot of cool features right now in Pokemon games. And something that some of you may not know is that if you look at the Japanese logos for the Pokemon games, you can actually see evidence of the new features in the logos itself. So right here on screen I have the Pokemon X and Y Japanese logos and the Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire logos. And you can see right here that in each logo you can see that for Pokemon X and Y, it has the Mega Stones in here, and you can see that for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it has the red and blue orbs. So it's really cool how Pokemon is able to put these sort of pictures inside the Japanese logos. I mean, they're not here in the American logos, but you can still see them in the Japanese logos, and it's cool because it hints at the new feature that's going to be in each game. So I guess you can see where I'm going to go with this. When Pokemon Sun and Moon were announced, we obviously looked right at the Japanese logos to see if there were any hints as to a new feature being introduced in Pokemon Sun and Moon. And the only thing that we saw were these weird diamond things in the Pokemon Sun and Moon logo. And I mean, they pretty much look like revives. And so a lot of people thought that they weren't going to be as significant as Mega Evolutions, because I'm pretty sure when you look at the Mega Evolution symbols, and when you see the red and blue orbs, and then if you look at the diamonds in the Pokemon Sun and Moon logos, they don't look as important as the Mega Evolution stones and the red and blue orbs. So a lot of people just ignored these diamonds and thought they were there for decoration, and that they possibly didn't have the meaning. But if you saw the recent Pokemon Sun and Moon trailers, you can see that the diamond is actually going to be on the trainer's wrist in a bracelet. And so it's pretty safe to assume that this diamond is definitely going to have some significance in Pokemon Sun and Moon. But a lot of people are unsure of what it's going to be, because we don't know anything unless Game Freak announces it. And since Mega Evolutions were, introduced to us late after Pokemon X and Y were introduced to us, it's pretty safe to assume that we're probably not going to see what these diamonds do for a while, but it's pretty fun to predict what they could possibly mean. So a lot of people are thinking of their theories and sharing what they want to see these diamonds doing, and so I thought it would be a cool idea to share with you guys the top theories that a lot of people are thinking of, and just what I would like to see from these diamonds. So the first theory that a lot of people are thinking of is that these diamonds are actually going to be Pokemon and Pokemon Trainer fusion. And I mean, I don't follow the Pokemon manga, but I know that in the Pokemon manga there was something where like there were these diamonds, and they look just like the diamonds that are in the Pokemon Sun and Moon logos. And these were called burst hearts, I'm pretty sure, and it allowed like Pokemon and Pokemon trainers to fuse with each other and like become one. And so that's what's leading a lot of people to think that these diamonds are going to become Pokemon and Pokemon Trainer Fusion. And I mean, a lot of people are believing it because of how how Game Freak is basically emphasizing the bond between the trainer and the Pokemon so much now. I mean, you can see that they really want to, show the Pokemon and the trainer being side by side, because now if you look in battle, you can see like every trainer behind their Pokemon, and it's not just for like special trainers. It's not like if you're versing How or something, it's just going to be for him. It's like you could see when he's versing a Lass, that you can even see the last behind the Caterpie. So it's pretty obvious that they really want to push for this Pokemon and trainer bond. And so a lot of people are thinking that Pokemon Fusion might be that thing where, like it's showing how the Pokemon and the trainer can fuse together and become one. And so that's going to be like a powerful thing that, they can use in battle. And the biggest form of evidence for this theory is Ash's Greninja. Now, I don't follow the Pokemon anime either, but I know that Ash's Greninja is becoming popular every day, and a lot of people are interested in it because it's not something that's possible in the Pokemon video games. And it's really cool how it's like an exclusive thing that only Ash can get on his Greninja. And it's really cool how pretty much like Ash can feel everything that Greninja is doing, and all the motions that Ash makes with his hands, the Greninja does the same thing. So it's really cool how Ash is basically one with his Greninja, and Ash can also feel the pain of his Greninja as well. So that's what's leading a lot of people to assume that these diamonds are going to be a form of Pokemon and Pokemon Trainer Fusion. Another theory that a lot of people are thinking of is that this is going to be some sort of feature that's going to be included in the Pokemon moves. And a lot of people are thinking this because of how the Professor Kukui, the professor of the Alola region, researches Pokemon moves. And I'm pretty sure that in every single Pokemon game we've played so far, the main trainer is always, helping out the professor in some way. In every game, the trainer's always on their adventure because of what the professor wants for his research. Professor Oak wants to research, how Pokemon and humans interact with each other. Professor Elm is always interested in Pokemon breeding, and that's when Pokemon breeding was also introduced to us. And, Professor Elm, you can see he's really into Pokemon habitats, He's not even in his Pokemon lab half the time, When you're even getting your first Pokemon, you can see you have to go out and go get him and save him from Pokemon that are attacking him while he's, observing them in their habitat. So he's obviously interested in Pokemon habitats. Professor Rowan's really into researching Pokemon evolutions, and it was in the Sinnoh region that we were, given so many unique ways to evolve our Pokemon, if you wanted to evolve Tangela into Tangrowth, you would have to make sure that it knew the move Ancient Power. If you wanted a Glaceon, you would have to level it up near an icy rock. So it's really obvious to see that these Pokemon games are following how the Pokemon professor wants information for his or her research. Professor Juniper for the Unova region doesn't have that much evidence. Like, she researches Pokemon origins, and there's not really like an obvious feature or like an obvious thing that we can talk about that proves that it's going along with her research. But I guess you can talk about how the formation of Reshiram and Zekrom, how they were once like that really powerful dragon, and they like came apart into two different dragons. I guess that's kind of plays a role into her research because of how she researches origins. And so a lot of people are thinking that these diamonds are actually going to play a role into Pokemon moves because of how Professor Kukui researches Pokemon moves. And I think that makes a lot of sense because of how every time you go on a journey or an adventure, you're helping out the professor of that region. And Professor Sycamore pretty much is the biggest evidence of this because he's researching Mega Evolutions, and you pretty much set out on your journey in Pokemon X and Y to research about Mega Evolutions and find out information about them. So I'm pretty sure in Pokemon Sun and Moon, if you want to help out the professor, I'm sure that you're going to have to research about Pokemon moves. And so that leads to a lot of people thinking that these diamonds are actually going to be some sort of burst moves that are going to be in the Pokemon games. And it's basically going to be like a really powerful move that you get to put out like once in battle, and it probably does a lot of damage or just has a really big impact on what's going on. And so that's pretty much what a lot of people are thinking. It's like in Pokken Tournament also, like when your Synergy gauge fills up all the way, you get that one really powerful move. And that's pretty much it. It's not forever in battle. It's not like Mega Evolution, it stays in battle. Even the Synergy, if your Pokemon Mega Evolves, it's only for that one move, and then it changes right back to its old form. So it definitely looks like the Pokemon move is going to play that Pokemon moves are going to play a role with these diamonds. And so these are basically the two big theories that a lot of people are thinking for these diamonds. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk to you guys about. I mean, these diamonds are definitely going to have some significance in Pokemon Sun and Moon. And yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about the two big theories that a lot of people are thinking of. And yeah, what do you guys think that these diamonds could do? Are you on the side that it's going to be Pokemon and Pokemon Trainer fusion? Or are you on the side that it's going to have to do with something with Pokemon moves and that they could just be really powerful or something like that? Personally, I'm going to go with the second theory, that it's going to be on something about Pokemon and Pokemon moves, because it just makes sense. You know how Professor Kukui is researching Pokemon moves? I think it just makes a lot of sense to have Pokemon moves, you know, as part of his research. So I definitely think that that's going to play a big role in somehow the Pokemon Sun and Moon games. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think that these diamonds are going to be playing a role in Pokemon Sun and Moon? I'd be really happy to see what you guys have to say. And as always, if you guys like this video, please click that like button because it really does help me out. And if you're hyped for Pokemon Sun and Moon like I am, be sure to click that subscribe button for more Pokemon Sun and Moon information and other things about Nintendo games as well. Thank you so much for watching.